Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day. I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. I'm here with my friend Mary Demaala, who is back. You were gone for, well, first of all, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
You were away from Guam for a few years, right?
Yeah, so I left at the end of 2019 and moved to Hawaii just in time for the pandemic.
Right, right.
And then now I recently moved back this month actually.
So basically it was like you left just for the pandemic.
Yeah, and my Saturn returned. So
share with us about your business that you have brought back to Guam and the different things you offer, because it's such a wide variety of services.
Thank you so much. So I am the owner of Earth Star Holistic Health, and I am a licensed body worker, a trained shamanic practitioner, as well as an herbalist.
So what inspired you to go down this route?
So what inspired me to go down this shamanic energy healing route? I was already deep into my body work practice, and at the time my dad was going through end-of-life cancer treatment. And my really good friend supported me with a session, a shamanic session.
Here on Guam?
This was a distance healing. So she was based in California and I was in Manila helping my dad. And when I listened to the recording, it just ignited something in me and really brought back home energy.
Wow.
That was missing and I didn't realize. So when my dad passed, I sought out that same training. And so I paid for my training, I paid for my accommodation and everything, and last minute, something in me actually didn't want to continue. I was really in my head and almost in a space of self-sabotage. So I ended up, taking the leap of faith and going for that 5-day intro training, and loved it so much with all the tools that I learned, and continued with the apprenticeship. So the intermediate and the advanced apprenticeship and the ancestral apprenticeship can take place virtually.
Got it. Isn't it incredible though, right when you're about to take a step into something so essential and as part of your evolutionary growth, there's always that moment of there's something within us where it's like, am I ready for this?
Yeah.
Am I deserving of this? Or there's so much that we aren't even aware of and we don't know until we actually take that leap.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, because when people hear shamanism, right?
Yeah.
They get a little freaked out, same thing with, so can you just explain at the core root what exactly is shamanism?
So shamanism is one of the most ancient, if not the most ancient modality there is on earth, right? So shamanism comes from the root word.
I'm just really curious because you, with having a Filipino background and
Yes.
raised here in Guam, Chamorro is Filipino, is very similar as far as our Catholic roots and how this might translate into spirituality.
Yes.
I think people are curious, but also fearful that it might conflict with their religious.
Yes, so it
beliefs.
is definitely not a religion. It is rooted in animism, which is connecting to the plants, the animals, and the elements that are around you. And when we bring that back down to the most simplest form, that is really who we are as humans, right? Understanding the natural balance between who we are as individuals, our place in the community, and also the place that we have and influence that we have in the world around us.
Right.
So shamanism brings us back to our roots and the essence of who we are. There are many types of shamanic rituals and practices throughout the world, right? But they go by different names, right? So here there is the Suruhanas and Suruhanus. In the Philippines, they have they have Hilots, the Mumbaki, the Babaylan. So there are different forms of traditional healing.
Thank you. I'll see you next time on your weekly renewal for part 2 of this series.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.